I'm Homer Humphries. I was born in Jacksonville. I was a city councilman. I was in the state attorney's office. And I now am retired and live at Sawgrass.
What was the city of Jacksonville like when you were growing up? Like, can you give us a vivid picture? Or what was a good memory? Or just how is it different than it is now?
It's probably no different than other cities, but I can tell you it was much more peaceful. It was, the school system was a lot different then. I used to ride my bike to school. I went to West Riverside Grammar School, PS number 12. I rode my bike from my home on Talbot Avenue to school. I parked my bike in the bike shed, didn't lock it. None of us did. We were in, at that time the school had no cafeteria, so we took our lunches to school in a paper bag or in our pail. There was no air conditioning. In the summer, we opened the windows and turned on the fans. In the wintertime, we closed the windows and turned on the heat. And so that kind of set the tone as far as what our city was like back in those days. I used to ride my bicycle to 5 Points and go to the movie. My mother used to drop us off there sometimes. All the kids would be in there on Saturday morning for double features. So that shows you the lifestyle.
That's neat. Will you explain your involvement with Jacksonville's city council and what made you get involved in the city council?
Well, at the time, I was an assistant state attorney, and Hans Tansler was the judge of the criminal court of record. I was the chief prosecutor in his division, and I went to Judge Harvey's division, and I went back to Hans' division. And a group got him to run for mayor and asked me to run for city council so that there would be at least one person out of 9 who would be favorable to the mayor should we both win. And we did. He won, I won. It's interesting to say that in that campaign, and I'll give you a copy of my book, because a lot of this will be covered in there.
Oh, neat.
Of all the people that ran for office in 1967 in the old city council, and the tax assessor, appraiser, and so forth, there was a total of $103,000 spent in campaigns.
Wow.
Now, unless you have $1 million nowadays, you can't run for mayor. So from that aspect, it was quite a bit different. There was a lot of corruptness. There was city councilmen, county commissioners, city commissioners, purchase agents, and others that had been for years doing improper things. I think that consolidation was something that was eagerly accepted by the people, but I don't think the city really knew it was going to be as acceptable as it was, because it overwhelmingly passed. One of the things that's interesting about that was there was a survey done, or whatever you call them now, and it was done by a young man who was a senior at Bishop Kenny, and he had several young men, and they had on they would wear short sleeve white shirts with a tie and khaki pants, and they would go around and they took this survey, or there's another word they use for it now. Not a survey, but Rasmussen has one. Everybody has one.
Poll?
Yeah, poll.
A poll.
There you are, poll. And he found that consolidation was going to be well received. And when I ran for city council, I hired him. Let me back up, because that was for consolidation. Consolidation passed. When I was running for city council under consolidation, I asked him if he would do a survey for me, or a poll for me. Well, he did. His name was Pat Caddell. You've seen him on TV many times on Fox, CNN. He was Jimmy Carter's campaign manager.
Wow.
And he did a poll for me and told me what I needed to do. I did what he told me. And in the 5 candidates, I won in a 5-person race. Now, that's hard to do, to beat 4 other people in the first primary. So I think consolidation was something that people were, as I said before, eagerly looking for, to eliminate all the things that had been going on. School systems are disaccredited. A lot of people wound up in jail. There were 169, I think 167, 69 felony counts that were leveled against 11, 12 people. It did wonders for the city. It took the stranglehold off the taxi cab companies. It created a new university, 4-year university, which we would not have been chosen for had we had the old city.